My name is Jeremy Woodruff, and I want to thank y'all for taking the time to listen to what I think is a very important topic in today's society, and that of divorce. Divorce is something that all people either know about or have experienced themselves. As this chart shows, 1,000 divorces per 1,000 married people. In 2008 it was extremely high. It went down in 2009, and it's slowly progressing back up. So divorce is a problem. Divorce is an epidemic problem. And I want to share some things about divorce today. Unfortunately, as I've talked about in my last topic, I am a law enforcement officer, so I've had the unfortunate privilege of talking to people that have gone through divorce. I've read a great number of divorce decrees or court orders that come through divorce. But on the flip side of that, I've also had the opportunity to help people. As a counselor at our church, I've talked to people that have gone through divorce and try to talk to people before they get married to keep them from going through divorce. Divorce is a growing epidemic in today's society, affecting adults and children alike, causing children and adults of both to turn from God. That being said, divorce is a sin, and God hates the divorce. It interferes with their relationship with each other and with God. God created all people, and beginning with Adam and Eve, and He created Eve as a gift to God, as a gift to man. That way two people would become one. Genesis 2:24 says, "Therefore man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife." As I said, God hates divorce, and He talks about this in Hebrews 13:4a when He says, "Let marriage be held in honor among all." And that's out of the English Standard Version of the Bible. God created marriage, He designed marriage, and He hates divorce. Well, we know God hates divorce, but when we know divorce is prevalent, so let's see what some doctors had to say about it. Doctors performed an intensive research on this topic of divorce. Dr. Robert Emery, in The Truth About Children and Divorce, How Divorce Affects Children, stated divorce is always stressful for both children and parents, causing children to have both psychological and behavioral disorders. We know that it affects children because we've seen doctors talk about it, but what do parents and children themselves say about it? Well, Dr. Carl Pickert did a study titled "The Impact of Divorce on Young Children and Adolescents." He says divorce tends to intensify the children's dependency on something. What does it depend on? Many number of things throughout society. Drugs, alcohol, they find a dependency in something. Alan Frankel, in his study of divorce and its effects on children, said, children commonly will react to parents by developing signs of distress or other symptoms. He went on to say that preschoolers may react by becoming increasingly clingy and fearful of separation. They don't understand what's going on. They don't understand why mom and dad doesn't live in the same house anymore. They've lost that family tie, and they're afraid they're going to lose something else. Caroline McKenzie said in her study of emotional effects of divorce on children that many and often unavoidable changes that accompany divorce can undermine the children's sense of security and make them fearful of future. They don't know what's next. They've lost that parent in the home. They don't know, are they going to lose their house? Are they going to lose their friends? Are they going to lose meals? They just don't know. We know that divorce is a growing epidemic. We know God hates it. We know that it affects the children and the parents in terrible ways. What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Wayne Parker said in The Effects of Divorce on Children that we need to have counseling sessions where children can share how they feel. At this point, they don't have anybody to talk to. They don't know where to go. They don't know how to deal with these feelings. And so he says we need to have counseling sessions. I take it a step further, and what our churches today are trying to do is do premarital counseling. My wife and I are in that program, and we get to sit down with couples that are talking about getting married, let them talk about these issues that cause divorce so that they can decide whether or not they're right for each other. Folks, we know that divorce is a problem that we've got to deal with. Something has to be done. It affects not only the parents that are getting divorced, but it affects the children. What are we going to do about it? Let's start these counseling programs. Let's enforce them. Let's encourage people to go to them. as Christians, we need to make a stand that divorce is not an option, period. When times get hard, we don't check out, we check in and we fight for our marriage. With the knowledge we've received through this topic, I hope that we can see the importance of what's going on today and challenge people that are thinking about divorce to get help to prevent that and pre-attack before the marriage and try to prevent this from happening. I hope that you, as my audience, will never ever go through this. But if you know people, encourage them and talk them through it. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this serious topic, and God bless you.